What's up, Slingshot Audio Garage? My name is Johnathan Taylor, and this is In the Lab podcast number 20. Wait a minute. In the Lab podcast number 30. Look at that. We've already done 30 shows. That's crazy. And with me is Paula, my co-host. How are you doing today?
What's up, guys?
What is up, everybody? And I just want to say, I guess before we get started, we appreciate everybody who tunes in and listens to our podcast on Wednesdays and our Slingshot Soundspot podcast on Monday. So do us a favor, like and subscribe to our page on YouTube. It's Slingshot Audio Garage. So go over there. It takes 6 minutes of your time. Like and subscribe, and we'd appreciate that. Send it to your friends and say, hey, this is what I do. It's fun stuff, and if you have ideas or something you guys want to talk about or somebody you'd like to see on our show, we get a little more in depth with the individual and try to talk to them about what they do, why they do it, how they do it, their passion in audio, their passion in slingshots, and of course, community, community involvement. That's a big deal for us. So, definitely if you got some ideas for something, y'all let us know. But so what's been going on, Paula? How have you been this week?
Amazing. Busy. Yeah.
Getting ready for your event in
Oh
November.
my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is overwhelming for sure, but very excited. You guys are booking these rooms one after the other. So I'm very happy. And we're doing it.
It's going to be fun. I can't wait. I don't think I'm going to be driving to that one, but I'll be there. So I'm gonna have to rent somebody's slingshot.
Okay. That means it won't rain, so good.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. You might be right. Damn, it'll be clear skies. It's perfect. So
man, hold on. I think this is a first. Even before we even introduced our first guest, we already have 15 people watching on YouTube. So, and the comments, thank you guys. I can't even keep up with the comments. So yay,
they're
please
just
subscribe.
Here to see. So basically, they're here to see us, not even the they don't even know what we're talking about yet. They're just like, we can't wait to see Johnathan and Paula. It's perfect. That's how I'm gonna take it. Like they were all excited to see us.
They're excited to see you, Jonathan.
No, us, not you, not me, us. So our guest tonight is Andy Perez with Cartel Baggers. They're out of Miami, Florida. So we will bring him on and we'll get to know him and what he does and all the fun stuff that he does.
Yeah.
We'll go wait for our technical guru. Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, everybody? How's it going?
Good,
awesome
good,
to be
man.
here.
So, yes, sir, man. We appreciate it. And so I'll start the questions off like I always do, which is, let's take us back in time. So when you let's say when you first started doing audio or mechanic stuff or working on bikes or working on cars or whatever brought you to the path that you're on today, like with what you do and, how you do it, why you do it. And then we'll start talking about that. So yeah, bring us back to the beginning, when you were in the
beginning.
garage,
I used to work for
out.
a company called Discount Auto Parts, which is now Advanced Auto Parts. And my whole life, I love cars. That was my passion. And I remember when Fast and the Furious, and I'm probably giving out my age right now, but Fast and the Furious came out in the 90s, right? And I used to see that whole aisle full of all those goodies, everything, all the accessories that they were putting on the cars. And I said, man, one day I'm going to have a shop of my own, because I will see the young kids just spending thousands of dollars on these things. And they were probably happening. 25 years ago, I opened my own shop with that vision. I wanted to do stuff like that, and I started with cars. And I love sounds. I put sounds on anything. So I got into the car world first, and then in 2012, I did a bike for a customer, and that bike sounded amazing, and it was one of the loudest bikes in Miami. And the guy goes, Andy, why don't you buy a motorcycle and do a sound system, and that will be your marketing strategy. Take the bikes to all the shows, and I did, and it just took off from there. It was amazing. But I'm definitely a car and bike and slingshot enthusiast. I love what I do.
And it's funny how that works too, because like you see shops that work on, let's say, nothing but baggers, nothing but bikes, and then you have shops that work on nothing but Jeeps, and you're like, how do you get into Jeeps, or like you'll have shops that do nothing but like 4x4 accessories, and it's like, how do you get into that? Like, I didn't even know that place existed, just it's crazy how that works, so when people are like, yeah, baggers, and that's those guys, that's where you want to go. You want to go see Andy, and you're like, how did he get into that? And that's always, funny to me when you talk to people that
it's crazy. Yeah. And the whole thing with building bikes, I never built bikes before. And my stuff was just the sounds. But then customers started telling me, Andy, we only trust you. I've been your customer for 15 years. I'm not going to take my bike to anybody else. I need you to build it. So, I started making phone calls to different builders. Hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And that's how I started building bikes.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of pushes you out of your comfort zone a little bit, but then it's like, I need to figure this out because there's a market there.
Yeah, no, and I love it because it's the ideas that you bring to the table, and when you sit down with the customers and you talk about how do you want your bike to go, how do you want it to look, what are you looking for, a rideable bike, a show bike, and it's just amazing, the results that comes out at the end once you're finished and you sit back and you're drinking your freaking in my case, my Glen Lever with my cigar, and just enjoying your work and seeing that smile on that customer's face. And also when you go to the shows. When you go to the shows and you start looking around and you say to yourself, wow, I built that bike, I built that bike, I built that slingshot, I built that car. It's like, to me, it's the greatest return.
Yes. No, 100%. Yeah. And you don't, and the true humble nature of it is you don't even have to brag about it because people will brag for you, about you, and they'll say, no, that's the guy. You need to see this guy. And you're just like, man, that's cool. That's a cool feeling. Yeah. That's perfect.
What's up, Hollywood? I just saw you pop up. Yeah, but it's awesome. It's a good feeling.
Yeah. And now tell us a little bit. You were telling us about you were at a show and started talking about the install and stuff like that. Like recap what you're telling me on that. With one of the guys that got like the best bike, and you were like, man, this thing looks, and to each its own. Some people don't really care about how things look behind the scenes, but I think it goes a long way when you're really promoting you and your brand and your name.
Yeah, it's not only how the bike or the slingshot looks on the outside. You got to see the way the wiring is done. If you're soldering the wires, heat shrinking the wires. It's all about the nitpicking, especially on a bike and a slingshot. You see everything. It's not like in a car. When you do a car or a truck, a lot of people hide things under the carpet. On a bike, you can't do that. Everything is shown, and if you're going to compete in a bike show or a slingshot show, the judges are going to look at all that, and you got to make sure it's flawless. Yeah,
exactly.
Very important.
Exactly, and it makes you look better. At the end of the day,
yes. To me, it's pride. Like I don't want nobody talking smack about my shop out there. And I take a lot of pride in that. That's why every bike or slingshot that we do before it leaves the shop, I check everything. And if I don't like it, they got to do it again. So my guys know to do it right the first time because they're gonna work double. It doesn't matter to me, and it's not about the money. It's about your reputation out there. As a builder and as a a sound person, you got to put a good product out there. Yeah, that's your name.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you guys build any like specific parts that you've created or you've come up with or something that you like to?
Not for sale, but we do fabricate a lot in the shop. We fabricate a lot of metal parts, and we fabricate we work a lot with fiberglass too.
Yeah,
like we do custom pods and stuff like that. So yeah, but I don't sell it because for me it's a lot of time consuming. Like I don't stop.
Exactly.
Since I get there in the morning to at nighttime, it's on the go constantly.
Yeah.
Like Paula will text me and I'll probably answer her like 2 or 3 hours later. She probably gets frustrated. Yeah. Andy, I need my picture. And like 3 or 4 hours later, I sent her that picture. So it's tough running a shop, but you got to do it.
No, that's good. That's what it's about.
It's a badass shop, though. I can't if you have the opportunity, Johnathan, when you're down here, if you have some time, just stop by the shop. Anybody really who comes down here, it's a badass shop. Like it's got like graffiti and graphics all over. You can buy clothes, you can buy audio, and then you can see all the cool stuff that he's doing inside. Very cool.
Yeah, we usually have like really cool bikes and slingshots in there at any given time. So
yeah, we have to. That's going to be one of our rides. Then we need to ride over there on during the SS takeover.
Yeah, maybe we can plan something. Sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yes.
That'd be perfect. Andy's gonna make us burgers or something, you know.
Yeah, we got a barbecue there too.
Yeah.
We got a barbecue there. We do barbecues once in a while.
Yeah. Couple of 100 people show up looking for a Cartel burger. Like, hey, where's the burgers at?
And we got a brewery. We got a brewery right next door to us. Right.
Okay, that's
actually wall to wall. So it comes up perfect. Yeah.
That's perfect.
We can get everybody like some Cuban coffee and get all these people like wired up right before the show. Oh my God,
yeah. It's funny when I used to work in this counterpart years ago. The folks would come down to visit the stores down in Miami, and the president one day goes to the cafeteria and orders a colada, but he thought it was like American coffee, so he drank the whole thing. And this guy was wired the whole day. The whole day was wired. It was hilarious. I go, man, you're supposed to take a little cup, not the whole thing.
Yeah.
But,
a little shot.
Oh.
Yeah,
shot. Exactly.
When you guys all come to Miami and you see people walking around with like, you know, a cup about this big and then little shots. It's coffee, but it's very strong. You take one shot. That's it. Maybe two, because it'll wire you up for like the rest of the day. So just keep that in mind when you come to Miami.
Yeah, that's good to know, because nobody knows that shit. You know, you live in Texas, like, I need a big one. You know, I need a big blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we don't know.
You'll be wired the whole day. You're not gonna be able to sleep at night.
That's awesome. It's like, what do they put in this in Miami?
Oh my God!
I've seen the movies. I know what y'all have in here.
Oh, they call it liquid cocaine.
Yes, it's perfect. Yeah.
So you do something that I don't think I've ever asked you this. What came first, Cartel Baggers, the group, or Cartel Baggers Autotronics, like the shop?
Autotronics. Autotronics was around, like, we've been around for 25 years. And then I met the Cartel Baggers back in 2012. You know, I met Ralphie, and I used to actually, at the beginning, when I bought my bike, I used to ride with the Peterson South group with Wani and those guys. And then I met Rob in La Carreta, right in Burr Road, and he goes, "Come ride with us." So I started riding with them, and then I used to do all their sounds on all their bikes, and then it just took off from there. They would send me all the bikes, and you know, we were collaborating together. And then one day I said to Rob, "Listen, man, let's just get together. You know, be in the same building, and we do everything together instead of going back and forth." And I was already starting to build bikes too, which I didn't want to compete against them because they were my friends. So I didn't want to compete against them. So I go, let's get together and let's make this happen. And that's, you know, Cartel started in 2013. That's when Cartel started.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, you guys do so well. First, before we get into all that, you guys have next week a huge ride. Can you tell us about this entire? It's not even a ride. It's like a whole weekend event.
Yeah, it's a whole weekend event. Is
prepare for next year. Anybody that wants to join next year.
Yes, it'll be amazing to have everybody that could come, because this is an experience of a lifetime. This is, for me, is my favorite ride of the year. I mean, we take off at 10 a.m. and we're police escorted to the road all the way to the expressway, and then we get a police escort in the expressway all the way down to Key Largo. And you know, basically the expressway is closed only for us, so there's no danger there. And it's just hundreds and hundreds of people. It's usually about 120 motorcycles and probably about 50 slingshots, even though we're going to be missing my SoFlo slings this year. A little sad about that, but
I'm sorry.
Well, you'll make up next year. And just so you know, it's usually mid-September. Every year we plan in mid-September. The reason we do that is in September in the Keys, there's nothing going on. We save those guys in that month when we go down there. And every business tells us, man, thank God you guys came down, because nothing's going on in September. October, they got Fantasy Fest. But in September, they're dead. So we've been doing this already for 13 years, this ride. And this ride benefits, you know, right now it's benefiting Friendship Circle, which is a group that helps kids with special needs, you know, autism, different things. Amazing. Heather's like a good friend of mine, and she's in charge of it. She's awesome. This woman's an angel. I love Heather, and she helps me so much, and has nothing to do with my business, but she's always there. I mean, this lady's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, good person.
And we actually have the link for anybody in the comments, Ted did on YouTube and on Facebook. If you guys click on that link and you'd like to donate to Friendship Circle, you can go on there and make a little donation. Anything, of course, goes to the kids. And
yeah. So we take off at 10 in the morning just to have ideas. We take off at 10 in the morning from a cafeteria called Casabana. It's like a restaurant, a Cuban restaurant, and people eat breakfast there. And then we take off, and then we do 4 different stops on the way down. So we stop at the Big Chill, we stop at Robbie's, we stop at Sunset Grill, and this year we have Lakehead Barbecue as well. And it's just an amazing time. By the time we get to Key West, it's 7 o'clock at night. So you could imagine that type of day it is. And we're also doing a bike and slingshot show at this year. We're going to change it up a little bit, do it at Sunset Grill, next to the ocean. So the pictures are going to be really nice. And I got about 30 trophies that I'm giving out. This is probably the most trophies I ever done for a show. I got 30 different categories. So
that's cool.
If you're going, if your bike is badass, you got to get a trophy. I got every category.
And Paula can't even make it. That's messed up, Paula. Like
wait. Our entire group, plus like their family members and all that, we're gonna be on a cruise. But we've been planning this cruise before they put out their date, and it just I don't know.
Well, now for next year. No cruises the month of September. Okay, make sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're gonna miss the whole group because they're a lot of fun. I mean, that group is amazing. We have a great time together.
Yeah. It's always
they make the party.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd want to be on the cruise ship. That sounds like there's no sleep that's going to be happening. Like everybody's going to have those big coffees.
For sure.
That's going to be a loud cruise. Yeah.
We'll see. I think it's it's Yes We Cruise, right? Which is one of our event sponsors. And hopefully we don't get kicked off the cruise. So we'll see. Yeah. It's a lot of us, like 3 of us.
Hey, Juan's going, right? Juan's going? JP?
Juan is going. JP is going, yeah.
You're
Amy's going.
Somebody's getting kicked off. Yeah,
Martin and Lola are going. Oh my God. Everybody's going. The entire group pretty much is going. Yeah.
That's
but awesome. I don't know if you remember the first time I met Cartel, and that like my loyalty was just like, all right, that's it. This is like my people. I got my slingshot in 2020 and like in July or something. And then you had this ride that you're talking about. And it was my first ride. And I was invited to it and told about it by Rigo and Yanni from Slingshot of Miami, right? So like, you have to go on this, you have to go. So I booked the room. Yeah. I wasn't able to get into like, the host hotel, but I booked some whatever room. And I said, all right, babe, we're going. This is our first like big ride. We're doing it. We get on the highway, like leaving my house, and the slingshot like turned off, like on the highway. And I was like, we kept going. I was like, I don't care. Turn it back on and we're going. So we made it all the way to the meetup spot. We met up with everyone. We made it all the way to Key West. No problems. We got to Key West. I don't know, like, 7, 8 o'clock at night. The next day, we went to move the slingshot or something like that. And this thing was just completely dead. Well, Yanni and Rigo and Elliot and Nicole, they're like, hold on, let me call. I think they either called you or they called Ralph. And then like 4 of your guys from the shop came to my slingshot. I'm freaking out. I didn't know. We had just bought it. And I'm like, I bought something that's a piece of crap. Oh my God. And like 3 or 4 of your guys are like under the hood, under the slingshot in the sun for like 3 hours, cutting wires and trying to turn it back on. Maybe it's the alarm, maybe it's this, until me and Ron just said, you know what? F the slingshot, just leave it there. Like, it's Saturday, we're here to party. Forget it. We'll just get it towed back home. And then we just left it there, locked it up, and took off. And then we partied like the rest of Saturday and Sunday. They picked it up. But ever since that day, I remember I was like, these are my people. Like, this was the shit. Because they didn't want to stop. They were like, no, we have to figure it out. Go get this tool. Do you have this? Do you have that? I'm like, no, stop. Let's go party. Let's go have fun.
Yeah.
So
we live by a code. Never leave a man or a woman behind. Everybody rides.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, it's the same thing when we build it. Like I'm building 2 bikes right now for next week, and I'm not done. But those guys are going whatever it takes, whether it has to be 2, 3 in the mornings. I worked till 7 in the morning to go to Daytona to finish a bike just so the customer could go. Everybody rides. Yeah. Very important.
That's a shop owner thing right there. Like and somehow you get like, I don't know if it's for everybody, but somehow you get some of the best work ever done, like in the shortest time period. Like you could have a year to work on a project and get it done, and it's like, okay, this is awesome. But if they say, man, if something happens and all of a sudden you got like 2 weeks for something that's damn near as big or bigger, it turns out amazing. And it's just like, I don't know how we did that shit. And that happens. It's I don't know why that is.
No, and I've done it so many times. For me, it's like a norm. It's like a norm now. It's like, last minute Andy. That's probably why I have 4 kids.
Well, I know mine is my ADHD. I'm just like, shit, I need to work on it. And finally it's like, we got to work on it. I'm like, oh shit, we really got to work on it. So it's like, it gets done, but it's it's funny how that works.
No, but I put a plan together. Like I'm pretty good at planning things out. I know what I got to get done every day to make sure that those bikes go.
Yeah,
exactly. we focus on what we got to get done, and we get it done.
Especially if you got paint or body work or something like that involved. Like
that's the thing that puts you behind schedules. Is most of the times it's the body shops, and sometimes it's the wheel guys. That takes forever. And there's companies out there that are very, very good with their timing. They tell you 6 to 8 weeks to do a wheel, which is good. But then there's companies that take 4 or 5 months, and that put you behind completely. You were not expecting the bike to take that long to get built. And now, like I have a situation right now like that the rim might get there the night before. So that's a tough one. I mean, it's happened to me before, and they made it, but it sucks because you don't want that. You don't want somebody getting on the road on a bike that you just finished at 2, 3 in the morning. I hate that. We got to make sure we ride the bike first and everything. Make sure they enjoy that ride. It sucks when people get stranded.
And now you said you do. So at one time you said you were into competition, you were competing, and then now you kind of getting back into it. After seeing some of the crazy stuff that evolves. And
that competition world just took off to another level. I mean, it's just incredible the way the bikes sound nowadays. It's just, I mean, the sounds and the slingshots too. Like Edwin, with the snow, like that slingshot sounds crazy. And the other day I heard even what's her name, Havana slingshot sounded great. Ingrid's Iguana sounded amazing. I mean, these slingshots are sounding amazing as well. And just I'm starting to get back in it because, like I told you earlier, I had gotten out of the competing phase because it takes a lot of time for me, and the product changes so often that you compete, you might win that competition. Next competition, somebody came after you and they blew you out of your mind. So now you go back to the lab, and here goes $5,000-$6,000 more, and it's like it never ends. So it's we were talking about this earlier. It's tough.
That's why I tell everybody, like, don't compete, but no matter how much I say that, it doesn't mean that people won't compete. Like, no one's going to listen to you because it's in your nature to be competitive. Like, if you got the newest, well, I don't know, not every guy, but like somebody's got some cool Jordans on, like, man, I've got those, or I want to make sure I have the newest Jordans. So it's like competition without a competition to make sure I got the freshest Jordans on, or maybe some 15-year-old Jordans on that nobody's seen in a long time. And it's like, holy shit, it's just an inside little competition. So when you compete with Car Audio or Slingshot Audio, or Bagger Audio, it's the same thing. Like, it's like, no, I don't really want to compete. And then they hear something that's, let's say, competition sound, and they're like, I want that. And it's like, yeah, here we go. You're going down that rabbit hole. And then let's say they do win at a show, and it's like, all right, now you need to travel. Like, you need to get outside your realm and really experience. See the other guys,
man. Yeah. Let me tell you, we had a bike show not too long ago, a bike and slingshot over at Doral that MSS, Gil from MSS put it together. He puts it every year. It's his anniversary party. And a lot of the guys came from up north. And sometimes you think you're the shit and your bikes look amazing and your slingshots look great. But these guys brought in some badass bikes from up north that we were like, holy shit, the paint jobs were amazing. I mean, just the finish of the bikes, everything was amazing. And then you need to see that. You need to see it. Sometimes you get caught up in your little bubble, and you need to get out there and see what's out there.
Yeah,
and let me tell you this:
always the case.
The whole bike audio and Slingshot audio thing, it comes down. It's so specific to the. I mean, you got to plan this out real good. It's you got to know the airspace that you have in your boxes. I mean, you got to measure exactly how much airspace. People fill in the base box with water to know how much cubic space you got in there, and you got to know the size of the port. Everything's so specific that if somebody does it better than you, that's how they win. They got that edge on you.
Yeah,
and it's down. It's down to that little detail that these.
Yep. And that's where I think sometimes customers forget.
And the tuning.
You got to spend that. Yeah,
the tuning and getting these speakers out up correctly in the right frequency and getting rid of the distortion points. I mean, your Slingshot or bike is not going to sound right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. You definitely have to spend that money on that tuning.
All right.
Yeah, wait till you see some of these people that are coming, like what you were just saying. These, am I freezing? Or are you guys? I thought you guys were freezing.
I might have been.
Yeah, I was too.
Everybody was freezing.
We're good now. We're good now.
I think we're good.
Well, wait till you see some of these like Slingshots that are coming in November. I mean, these people just have too much money.
That's the best way.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
it does. It gets carried away, and it's always fun though to see. Like I said, I tell everybody don't compete, but
yeah, you see some.
You'll still compete. Like people will still spend so much money after getting beat, and then they'll rebuild their Slingshot like 5 times, and I'm like, just stop. Like it was amazing before. You don't have to win, because it's all based.
Oh no, yeah, you see that
just random judges.
All the time. You see the guys and yeah.
Oh yeah,
they change it up constantly. You see a Slingshot in one competition, and then you see it in the next one. It's totally different.
Yeah,
they added 10 more speakers.
Yes, exactly.
It's good. It's good stuff. It's fun stuff.
And I saw
and that's what makes you better. If you don't, you got to have that competitor in you. If not, you're not going to get better.
No, you're right. And I think you have to be honest with yourself. If you get beat, you got beat. Like, so try to figure out how. How did you get beat? Don't just get all weird and upset and shitty. Like, to really try to, think about it and try to be better. Like I think that's the bad.
No,
that's
and it's crazy.
Go ahead.
I
think that's the bad part is that people get so caught up.
No, and your tweeters, your mid range, your mid bass, your bass. You got to know about music, and you got to know how to tune these bikes and these Slingshots, because I mean it just goes down to that much of a detail on these on these Slingshots and bikes. It's just amazing. So sometimes you compete, and then the judge would adjust your tweeters, and you go back. He's okay, you got your tweeters right, but now you were missing a little bit of bass. And you go back. It's just and it's good positive criticism. These judges are pretty good about these things, and they tell you, but it's up to you. You got to go back and make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what people don't realize is how important tuning is. Like we had a guy in Memphis that I heard, like he'd been messing with a Slingshot forever and ever, and finally got it tuned right. Like I feel it was right, and I made the comment. I said, man, I think you got it, man. Like it's right. It's best that I've ever heard it. And sure enough, he won the class, and it was impressive, just because of the tuning, the detail, and the sound, and the separation. Like that's important that people overlook. I think some people think that one loud sound is a winning sound, and that's not always the best. Mm-hmm. Are we freezing, Paula? Or are you?
And that's how it used to be in the past. That's why a lot of.
We're good.
Oh, you're still good? I know.
We're good now.
I think Andy was freezing a little bit. Yep. Yeah,
Andy keeps freezing a little. I don't know, but then we come back.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, let me move. No, I'm not gonna move over. Hey, what was I going to say? Jesus, now I lost my track of. What were we talking about?
Yep. I was talking about I think we were talking about tuning and detail because I think a lot of the people think that loud sound is a winning sound. And it's like, no, it's got to be separated.
That's where I was going.
It's got to be obviously
like years ago,
different.
Yeah, years ago we used to do the bike competitions with a decibel meter, and then people thought that the higher score, obviously the highest score was a winner, right?
Yeah.
But not necessarily. Sometimes the best sounding bike was not the winner because we were doing it all wrong. It has to be loud but quality sound. And that's where all these RTAs and all these devices that we have nowadays to tune these bikes and slingshots, came about and made a huge difference. Because before we were doing it the old school way, by ear, processors were not around. Now these processors are amazing. I mean, the sound quality you get out of these speakers are amazing.
Yep, exactly. Well, especially baggers, like not talking. I think I don't know. I think it's half and half. I think you could get really good sound out of a bagger and you get incredible bass because you're forcing all that sound out of those bags, that are on the ground. So you're almost creating a bandpass, but it's not. So and I think that's a lot of misconception. Like slingshot people just assume, oh well, I got so much more room, I'm gonna have so much more bass. I'm like, don't just assume that, because these guys running 8s in these damn baggers that will blow your mind because of the compressed area that they're forcing that sound into.
Yeah.
And I think, but at the same time, slingshots, the past year or 2 years have totally changed. They've come a long way.
Yeah. So tell us about some of the slingshots that maybe you're going to be showcasing. Maybe I heard about one, I don't know, Sling Wild or something like that.
Oh.
Like that. I don't know. I don't really know the woman that well.
Yeah, we're working on a slingshot for Amy. We're doing a lot of little upgrades on Amy's. Amy definitely wants to win in November. What is it again? November 7th through the 9th.
7th through the 9th.
November 7th through the 9th. Yeah, she wants to win a trophy out there, so we're trying to get her slingshot right. So we're doing a lot of details on her. Yeah, her slingshot's always been one of my favorites, and now we're gonna take it to the next level.
Yeah. I mean, so a lot of people. So Amy, she's very girly and all that, but her slingshot, yes, it's girly and it's got sparkly stuff all over it, but it's a badass slingshot.
Yeah.
And it just, I can't wait till you finish it. And
her slingshot looks nice, very nice, clean, and it looks nice, and it sounds amazing. Yeah. And now we're doing a little surprise under the hood too.
I heard.
Yeah. Yay. She's all excited. She's all excited about that.
I heard.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's a little
surprise.
Lot of
people think I'm the one that runs SoFlo Slings. It's not. It's really Amy. Amy's really the boss of me.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, and that's why I say people have nice slingshots. Like you could have a basic slingshot and still get asked at the gas station, 10 times, what is that? And, did you make that yourself? And you're like, nah, I bought it. It's a Polaris slingshot. Then I added whatever. But, they're already pretty impressive. They're already pretty cool. But then it's like, you could just leave it alone.
No, it's
awesome.
Funny. It's funny because when the slingshots first came out, that we started hooking them up, and we would go down to South Beach. And, South Beach is a happening area down here. We were parked the slingshots down in Ocean Drive, and people were looking more at the slingshots than they were the Ferraris and the Lambos. It was crazy. Everyone wanted pictures with the slingshots. Everyone wanted to get in the slingshot and take a picture. It was just crazy. Forget the Lambo. Forget the Lamborghini. I want a picture with that.
That is the craziest part, because you could have, $80,000 in your slingshot, and then you see somebody sitting in it. You're like, what the, bro? What are you doing, man? You're not just going to get in somebody's Ferrari, or whatever $100,000 car is out there. You're not just going to hop in and get a photo. What are you doing? It's
the last time I went to your shop, Andy, what was that, 2 weeks ago or so? What is this box, the Tesla, right? The Cybertruck.
Yes.
I mean, I must have seen, just from your shop to my house, 3 of those on the highway, and then another one parked somewhere. But I think what you just said is right. people will see a Slingshot that's all hooked up, see a Lamborghini, see one of these box trucks, and then they'll be like, what is that? Meaning like the Slingshot in South Beach. Because those like, you know, those high-end cars, they're so like, I don't have one, of course, but they're just so like everywhere all the time that you see one, you see another one, but then you see a Slingshot and it's like, whoa, what is that?
What is that? It's true.
Yeah.
That's exactly the feeling they get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the cool thing that you can actually afford. I think that's what it comes down to, is it's got that cool, sporty, you know, it's the whole vibe going on. It's like, but I can afford that, you know, and you can even afford to rent it. You can't afford to rent a Cybertruck or a Ferrari, you know, that's too much. Or even like Miami down there, that's like yacht rental's a big thing. Like Paula was making comments about, you know, renting a yacht or a party boat or whatever. And I'm like, yacht rental, let me see what that goes for, you know, because I'm going to have to fly in for the event in November. And I'm like, well, how much is a yacht to rent? And I was like, shit, man, that's like, you know,
it's very expensive.
That's not cheap, you know, especially I'm looking for like a bigger one. I'm like, I can't talk my wife into that. So that ain't going to work.
That's a big business down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people rent the yachts. It's crazy.
It is.
Yeah, and I know Slingshot rental down there is a big deal too. Like I think that's I guess any kind of beach area is going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
And you have so you say you have a Slingshot too, right? Do you have a big system in your Slingshot?
I have two Slingshots. One of them has a big system. The other one is outdated. The other one, I'm in the middle of selling it to somebody pretty famous. So
who
I
are you
think
selling
he wants.
To?
Well,
who are you selling it?
It's to Shaq's cousin. And I think Shaq's gonna buy it for him. So definitely, I don't want, like I told you earlier, I'm not gonna give a Slingshot to Shaq's cousin without a badass sounding system. It's not gonna happen. That shit's gotta represent me, you know. And the same thing with the lights, like you know, I'm gonna do the lights that Paula does, because I gotta light that thing up. I want the Slingshot to be like hot, you know, like because I already put his decals and everything on it, so it's gonna be out there in social media. So I definitely want that looking good.
Yeah. And what color is your Slingshot? Have I seen that thing?
That one has a special color. That I painted it. It's called it's a cobalt blue from House of Colors. It's kind of like a dark blue, almost purplish.
Okay.
And that one's all done up. That one's, the whole car is painted, the engine, rims, airbags. It had a badass sound system when I first did it, but now it's outdated.
Yeah. It's crazy how that works, because
it's funny. We did that car has Rockford Fosgate system that I did in 2016.
Yeah.
And I painted all the speakers. Everything was so good that it hurt me to change it, you know, but it's outdated. Now just the sound systems are out on another level.
Yes.
You know, whenever the pro audio world came out, it just destroyed everything else that was out there.
Well, and I saw the transition from, you know, when Slingshots first came out, everybody wanted waterproof. Like that was the thing. Like I want waterproof this and waterproof that, and I did a lot of installs and sold a lot of waterproof product, and then eventually it turned into nobody's using that to be loud. Like you can't get loud with waterproof. You got to separate that shit out, and you know it's not going to be waterproof. Like you can try to protect it. Like I have Bemas and stuff like that in mine, and I spray it with the water propellant, you know, because it's going to get rained on, and it's lasted so far. But it's, you know, you can't use waterproof and get to the level that people are at with their Slingshot audio or
for
baggers,
sure. Like
sure.
almost all the Slingshots that I used to do, it had because it was Rockford Fosgate Marine and JL Audio Marine at the beginning. Yeah, that's all I did, because the same thing, you know, it was going to get wet, but you couldn't get the loudness that the Slingshots are now. And the same thing with the bikes. You know, like I'm a JL Audio dealer, and I've been since 2007, and I love JL Audio, but I had guys waste $7 or $8 grand on a system with the best of the JL Audio. And then I did a system with PRV and destroyed him. and destroyed him. And he was like, "Holy shit, Andy! I just spent all this money, and this guy that spent less than half of me is kicking my ass."
Yeah,
and it was the truth. That's it. I go, and then I felt bad for him, but he came back and we put PRV.
I know.
This was years ago.
And it's and even on like the Slingshot Audio Garage now, when people start talking about waterproof, I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Like you would be better off not spending $300 on a set of JL 6.5 Marine and buy, $75, PRVs. And if they go bad, just buy new ones because it's going to be so much better. Oh, Paula's turn.
Okay. Just because Andy knows exactly who I'm talking about. Juan, right? He bought a beautiful, 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 beautiful Slingshot, correct? That you did out of your garage and out of your shop. And he just made a comment saying, my speakers last about a month and they are loud. The reason why he's making this comment, and I want to make this clear, is because anything that touches JP's hands goes bad in about a month. Anything. It could be the most high end of anything. And he's probably cracking up right now because he knows it's true. So I know you saw him.
Yeah, I know.
To let you know, he made that.
JP is such a fun guy. He doesn't care what the max volume is. He'll play that shit all the way to the end. He don't care. It's about having a great time, Andy. That's what he told me. It's about having a great time.
He's like,
I'll be back in your shop Monday. He tells me, I'll go to your shop Monday. JP's a special guy. Really, really fun guy, man. I love that guy.
He's funny. Yeah.
I've never seen that guy mad.
Never.
Great attitude, man. Great attitude.
That's good. Yeah, he was. He had a brief cameo last. He had a cameo last week on our show, and he was like, "Look, I got a hole in the speaker, and I'm just gonna put some duct tape on it." I'm like, "Hell yeah, that'll fix it." I'm like, how did you get a hole in the speaker, man? Like nobody.
He brought the speaker today to the shop. Andy, can you fix this? Can you put some crazy glue on it? And I go, "No, bro."
Yeah, you don't get a hole in the speaker, man. Like what'd you put in front of it? It's like, just put some duct tape on it. You'll be okay.
And look, his girlfriend is saying that's number 5 on the sub. Oh my goodness. And he's saying, thank you guys. And the whole group, everybody's just laughing.
No, that's at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Like, you can't get wrapped up in the drama of the competition and yours is louder than mine or blah blah blah, all that bullshit. It's like you gotta have fun. Yeah. Like take the audio out of it, and then are you having fun? And if you are, then good. But if you're not, you got to find a different hobby because it's got to be fun.
He will still register and compete. He doesn't care if he has 5 blown speakers and seats are ripped up. He doesn't care. He'll sign up and he'll be in the ring. Those things will be sounding horrible because they're all blown up, and he'll be over there like, hey.
Yeah, I have a funny story. Last Thursday, we did a little sound competition at BT's, and JP was out there giving avocados to the winners. You're winning avocado. You're winning avocado. It's like, what the hell? Like, who thinks of that? Who thinks of that? Yeah. He's just out there, man.
Who would think of that? Like,
picture of that.
I'm going to give avocados to the winners.
All of a sudden, I see him in the background giving people avocados, and I go, holy shit.
That's the craziest shit ever. Who does that? It's like, we need to give avocados to the winners. Like, what the what? That's crazy.
You know what? If you come to Miami, I promise you, with your trophy, you'll get a big-ass avocado. I promise.
Yeah. That's part of the package. And a big colada. to go with your avocado.
You should give that's almost a good little secondary prize. Like, you didn't win, but here's an avocado. Like, what the fuck? I mean, thank you. Like, I don't know. That's perfect.
Look, Damien, Baby Smoke, who's in the building, he said, no lie, that was the best looking Slingshot in Miami when Fanta had it. Then JP got it, and within a month, I didn't recognize that Slingshot.
No, one day, and he's just This guy's amazing, bro. One day he pulls into the parking lot and he's bringing the slingshot for me to fix a couple of things, and I see the front spoiler, half of it is broken, and he's just dragging it down the parking lot. And I go, hey, JP, your slingshot, the spoiler's hanging. He goes, Andy, just put duct tape on it. That's okay. That's put duct tape. Oh man,
perfect. But like, that type of customer makes you want to help them even more, because like,
no,
you don't give
yeah,
a
for
shit.
sure.
Like, you don't even like really care about all that blah blah. Like, he's having fun, and that's like, man, let me take care of you. It's like, it's just the different kind of customer.
Yes, no, he's awesome. He's an awesome guy.
Absolutely. He's a lifeless party. When he's not there, sure. Like it's like, it's quiet and
something's missing. Something's missing. If he's not there, something's missing. That's why I'm gonna miss him this year in the Key West run. I'm gonna miss that guy.
You might hear him from the boat.
He gets rowdy in the pool and gets everybody going in the pool. Yeah.
That's the reason we're gonna get kicked out of the
the
boat.
Perfect. Yeah, you might hear him from the boat. You never know.
I wanted to also bring something up. We were talking in the green room a little bit about the Rick Ross car show. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I know you guys had some motorcycles out there and had some interactions with the big guys.
That was an amazing experience for us. Like we were talking earlier, we got to see a different part of the U.S. of different bike builders that went out there. That were amazing car builders. I mean, there was impressive cars. These cars got 250,000 and above into them. I mean, I'm talking about the chassis painted, every single bolt replaced on the car carriage. Some of them were engraved, the frame of the car engraved. I mean, what we got to see out there, the pickup trucks. I mean, the pickup trucks were amazing. Everything done under. I mean, you could eat off the chassis. It was just a great experience, and I got to build 2 bikes for Rick Ross. And I told him, listen, because it was tight. He wanted them for the show, and it was tight. We had like a month left. And I told him, if I don't finish this on time for you to pick up, I will deliver the bikes to you at your show. So that's what we did. So we revealed both bikes at the show, and that was an amazing experience. And we ended up going up with 4 trailers and full of motorcycles, and with that, we had a badass display out there. And we set up all the bikes, and we were talking to the people that were there, the people in the show. I mean, it was just a great experience. And meeting him and sharing a little bit of time with him was a great experience as well. And the people that I got to meet there, and George, which is one of his friends, his hospitality was out of control. I mean, this guy was just taking care of us, picking us up in the little side by side that they had out there, taking us everywhere. The food, I don't know if you. Oh, wait a minute, Johnathan, you might know this guy, Turkey Leg Hut. He's from Houston.
Oh,
Turkey
yeah.
Holy crap! Those turkey legs were the best legs I ever had in my life. The meat was coming off the bone. Yeah, I'm used to the turkey legs at the youth fair. That just sucks.
Yeah, no, it's different. Yeah, it's different here.
Yeah, you can lose a tooth eating those turkey legs from the fair. This thing was coming off the bone, and this guy had like turkey legs with Alfredo sauces, things that I had never ate in my life. I mean, it was, and the lines that this guy had at the show was amazing. Yeah, and I heard that his restaurant in Texas is like that too. The lines are around the corner.
Yep. Yeah. They'll have the whole they'll do like big rides and stuff to it, and like it'll be 100 slingshots pull up, trying to get a turkey leg, and it's like a big deal. It sounds silly, but it's a big deal.
Yeah, big deal. No, and a big car guy. The guy's a big car guy. I mean, this guy showed up with 18 wheelers full of cars. He said that Justin Diesel. For that weekend, he spent $26,000 just in diesel to get them.
Yep.
All the cars that he took. It was. Man, I'm telling you that show. I mean, it's expensive to do, but I would love to do it every year.
Yeah,
because I think it's a great experience.
And it's worth it, especially as a business owner. You get to see different things, like what people are doing and what you're taking ideas from it. To see what they're doing, how they're doing it. How can you apply it to what you do, and really, I think at the end of the day, for a business owner, like, will people pay for it or not? If you did something like this, And I think that's where the general public or the customer doesn't fully grasp certain things. Like it's like, yeah, I could do all that, but you don't want to pay for that. Like, that's going to be crazy expensive, And so you got to have that serious conversation. I'm sure, like, whenever you're doing a build, like, hey, I'm going to build your slingshot or build your bike. what exactly do you want? Like, let's have a serious conversation. It ain't just going to be like this speaker, this speaker, this speaker. Let's talk about it, for an hour or two, and just really get an idea and write shit down, and kind of formulate a plan, because people see a lot of cool stuff and they're like, let's do that, that, and that. And I'm like, why? Why do you want to do that? Let's talk about it. The more you talk to them, it's like you don't want to not make any money, but you want to make sure they're going to be happy, so they'll keep coming back. Because the last thing you want to hear is, why'd you tell me that? Or I could have done this, or stupid stuff. So it's good to get those ideas.
No, and it's also very important as a business owner to talk to the customer, because sometimes I caught myself like trying to save the customer money and not offering a higher end product, and it has came to fight me back. I was trying to do the right thing, trying to save him money, and he goes, man, why didn't you tell me about Bema, for example? I could have used Bema, which I think is one of the best products out there as far as sound quality. And then I gave them another product. I'm not going to mention the name, but they were like upset about that. So whatever. I'm the type of person that if you're not happy, I'll give you the credit for the other stuff, and I just charge you the difference, because my thing is for you to leave my shop happy and satisfied
exactly
with what we did.
Yeah, you can't buy enough advertising to show who you really are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people talk all that, what they want to talk, and then they meet you in public and you're a different person. Like, all the advertising in the world can't fix that. If you're the same person, whenever you sold them something, and then you're the same person when they have a problem, then that's just character that you can't just purchase with an advertisement. You got to build that, and people, that trust, so that's good, and sometimes it can be expensive, to build that trust, or
and the same thing, a lot of the pro audio stuff really doesn't have warranties. And then you catch yourself, doing things for customers, because you feel bad. Like, I installed the system, and the system, let's say 2 speakers blew within a month, and the guy comes back, Andy, man, this thing already blew. I'll take the hit. I'll take the hit just to keep the customer happy, because it sucks that it only lasted him a month. So, that's part of building and building those customer relationships. It's not only a one-time deal. You want that customer to be a repeated customer, and then to last a lifetime. Like, now, I've been around for so long that I'm servicing my original customers' kids. Now they're 18, 20-year-old, 22-year-olds, and they tell me, Andy, you don't remember her? That's the girl that fell in your shop and cracked her chin, and we called the rescue. Holy, she's 22 now. Yeah, she was 2 years old at the time. It's like, wow, crazy.
Yeah, that's cool though. I mean, that's what it's about, and that's why I say it goes further than like competition or competing, or who's got the best this or best that. It turns into a real community thing, a real family thing, it means more than just, I'm louder than you this weekend. It's
no, and for us, it's getting people together, having a great time, and like we were talking earlier, giving back to the community. We do a lot of charity events, and we're involved with a lot of different charities, to give back. And also the police departments, we do a lot of events with them too, to make sure we're involved in everything. Commissioners we work with also, so we're involved out there, trying to make
that's really cool, because I mean that's what I try to really promote, with the Slingshot Audio Garage, is the charity organizations, donations, trying to just be bigger than just all the money we throw at our slingshots. It's like, you can spend $50 to a charity. Let's do that. And it's like we were talking briefly about the JT versus Bionic. So like, I give you the backstory. So Paula had posted a picture of her on her slingshot, or something silly, and which she made it look way better. But I had pictures of me doing it just because I'm stupid, and so I put them right next to each other. I'm like, who did it better? And so it turned into this whole versus JT versus Bionic, and then we expanded that into.
Is that the one that you're in a bikini?
No.
No. I was going to ask you if you were wearing a bikini too.
me in a bikini, or no.
I think like. Well, you know what? I'll let him answer. I don't know.
It was funny because it turned into a whole thing. Like, so people started calling out other people, like, they started posing next to their slingshot and like, I challenged so-and-so, and it just is silly for me, and it's just dumb, but it turned into a whole, like, another way for us to help raise money for, different charities. Whenever we have different shows and stuff that come up, we try to just promote it that way, and it's like, I think the Memphis Madness event, we raised like $700, and I think we raised, I forget what we raised for the Sling experience, but it's just extra little money to be silly and have fun with it,
No, I remember exactly the numbers. For Sling experience, which Andy, you have to go with us to Sling experience next year, like, and like set up a booth, and we'll talk about that whole thing. But JT and I, well, it was JT versus myself, Rachel, and Amy. And we had like little buckets that JT made, homemade buckets. And me and the 3 girls, we raised $700. And JT, I don't know, I think he raised like 50 cents. No, I'm kidding.
No.
No, he raised more than that. I think you got to like 300 or something.
I think it was almost 350 for Sling experience. Yeah.
For Sling experience. And then in Memphis, which was just a few weeks ago in August, it was a really good number. But Slingshot Audio Garage in total, I think we raised close to $3,000.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. So we want to do the same thing for Friendship Circle for SS Takeover Miami.
Awesome.
And I know you guys do a lot with Friendship Circle. So
yes.
I've talked to Heather and stuff, and everybody's on board. So
no, and Heather's awesome. Heather's awesome with the social media, and she'll work with you, and oh my God, Heather's amazing.
But with that being said, I'm going to challenge you right now, Andy. That means that you have to be part of the JT versus Bionic. That means you have to pose next to your slingshot and then post a picture or send it to me and I'll post it, because I don't, you're not into social media that much on Facebook. So I don't know. The challenge is out there. Let's see how much money.
There. Hey, consider it done. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yep. That's what makes it fun, because it's people are like, but you're not a model, JT. Like, yeah, no, it's just stupid. Like, I know I'm not. I'm almost 50. Like, I know I'm not this beautiful guy, but it's so stupid. It's fun to me. Like, to give you background, like, I'll compete in every class. Like, my slingshot's a featherweight, but I'll compete in every class just to pay, the $50, like $250 to compete in all of them. And I don't have a chance in no class other than mine. But I know how much it costs to put on these shows. It's not cheap. So I'll compete, and I'm having fun just competing and being stupid and playing the music and just enjoying myself. And that's what it's about. I think it's bigger sometimes than, the $50 you put in on something. You just have fun with it. So that's why I say the whole JT versus Bionic, it was hilarious, because I kind of knew Paula, but I kind of didn't. And so I say, hey, Paula, I'm going to post this picture and see who did it better. What do you think? She does. That's hilarious. Do it. So it's like, it just took off into something silly. And like I said, if we can help raise an extra couple $100 to a foundation during, for that event, then that's perfect. Like, life's too short to be so serious about dumb shit. So
for real,
just have fun,
No, and give back. And, you when you start doing all these events, you realize how fortunate you are. That you have great health, your kids have great health, and then you see what's out there and you say, wow, man, and sometimes we complain about the silly things. And like we do in December, we do the toy drives, and we go to these migrant camps to give the gifts to the kids. And those kids, I mean, it's a $20 gift that everybody brings usually, right? And these kids just go crazy. I mean, it's just to see the happiness in their face. It's just amazing. It's overwhelming.
No, that's really good, because kids don't know. They don't know. Yeah. The world does what the world does, but the kids don't know. They just they need it first.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I've talked quite a few times about I think just all the things that you guys do with cancer, autism, the police, and it's just, I'm so happy to finally be able to get you on the show. I've been telling you about it for a couple times. We see each other at like bike nights and stuff at Chrome, but I mean, I'm so happy that you're finally on the show. You need to create a Facebook page so that you can see all the other shows that we've done. And, you know, I mean, I really, really appreciate you coming on.
Oh,
There's still so many.
awesome.
I have like a whole bunch of stuff. So but I just wanted to say, you know, thanks for coming on. And there's a couple people watching.
Thank you for having me. That was awesome, and I'm glad I got to experience this part, you know, because you've been telling me for months, and I'm a busy person. You know, with the whole shop, and then I have my kids in football, and I don't stop. But I told my wife, just so you guys know, my oldest son, 26, just got operated yesterday. So now when I leave, when I hang up with you guys, I gotta go sleep with him in the hospital. Oh, wow. Because nobody was able to stay with him tonight, so I got to go over there. But it's just, I told my wife, this is so important to me that I do this tonight, because Paula's been after me for months, you know, to do this. And I would not set her out. Listen, I sold her out at one event because of football, and she let me have it. She wasn't even talking to me the next fight. And people were telling me, let me tell you something, Andy. Paula is very upset at you. And I go, I know, man, I know. But listen, my kid have a football. My kid also plays travel football. So we were out of the state. But, you know, Paula didn't care.
No,
but
exactly.
Until I knew. I didn't until I knew.
Yeah, but no, I'm getting more involved now. And I'm glad I'm back in the Slingshot community, because like I told you earlier, I enjoy riding my Slingshot. You know, it's an awesome, and when you guys got going, it's just amazing. The whole camaraderie, the whole synergy, and those groups are amazing. I mean, you see it. These guys are up and down together. They go to every event together. I mean, it's just nice to see that connection you guys have. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's come a long way. It's evolving. It's getting better, I think. For sure.
No, for sure.
Absolutely. No, so what's the email address, or how can somebody get in contact with you in your store?
My email is autotronics@bellsouth.net.
Okay.
Or you could follow me on Instagram is autotronics_cartelbaggers_Andy. That's my Instagram. Okay. Also, you could follow cartel_autotronics.
Okay.
Yeah, we're always posting everything there.
Okay. I mean, hold on. You guys have a Facebook group or a Facebook page, Cartel Baggers, G, with 82,000 followers. Here we are with Slingshot Audio Garage, close to 90,000, but Cartel Baggers on Facebook has close to 90,000. So, and
we need to do a better job.
Every single day.
Yeah, I don't run that page. And thank God I don't, because I'm terrible at it.
Busy page.
Yes, but now when Ralph comes back, you know, he'll handle that again. So, because Ralph is very good at posting. Yeah, Ralph wakes up posting at 7 in the morning. He's already posting.
So I think I talked to Ralph about 6 times today in about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Today on the phone.
Yeah, that's what he loves. Ralph is a social guy. You know, he loves the events. That was his big strength, is the events and the charity events. I mean, that's his strength. And I'm looking forward for him coming back.
Yes. Well, he's very, very excited about SS Takeover in November. And for the ones that don't know, Cartel Baggers is going to be one of the sponsors for SS Takeover.
Yes.
So,
yes.
That's awesome.
Now we're gonna get a lot of people involved in that. So I'm looking forward.
Friendship Circle, yay! We're gonna raise a whole bunch of money. Some of the girls in the group are creating merchandise, and the profits, you know, part of the profits are gonna go towards Friendship Circle, and you know, we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Definitely, I'll probably, you know, being in Miami, I mean, I might take the shirt off, and that's when I'm really gonna start raising the money. So
yeah.
So Paula,
and you can challenge Paula again.
That's right. That's when, you know, be all hot and sweaty and the shirt comes off. But them donations are going to go through the roof. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, you'll get somebody to bite down here.
Yeah. That's
perfect. I don't know if it's a female. It might be a male too. We got all kinds.
Yeah,
oh man.
Exactly. It'll be fun.
Miami's very diverse.
Definitely. Well, man, we really appreciate you, coming on tonight with us, Andy, and giving us a background on you and your product and what you do, and it's super informative. That's what we like to see is just try to expand people's horizons when it comes to There's nothing wrong with staying in your backyard, but if you didn't know this guy did it over here, or maybe you do something that they didn't know about, and that's what we do. We try to just expand people's knowledge and give them more options and just more information. I think the more information, the better, especially when you're working on something that you're putting a lot of money into. The more information, the better. So that way you make the right decisions. So,
yes.
But yeah, we definitely appreciate you, and I know I'll be seeing you at the SS Takeover in November. So.
Oh yeah, looking forward to see you in person. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Definitely. Wait, before we go, sorry, I actually just remembered. This isn't your first SS Takeover.
No.
Not at all.
No, I was around from the beginning. I met Jimmy, but and I think it was the first one we did. No, actually they were doing things SS Takeover already, and I started following him. And then when he decided to come to Orlando, that's when we got about 20 slingshots and we rode up to Orlando, and we met him in Orlando. From there, so it was 17.
That was 17 because I have the sticker in Orlando. That I have the sticker on my slingshot. I'll show it to you next time.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then they came down in 18 to Miami, and we helped them out with that. That was fun. That was fun. We ended up doing it at Broward Motorsports, which was very hot. You gotta make sure you pick the right spot because it was fun, big parking lot, but it was so hot. It was just all concrete. But then the next day we did a badass ride, and they loved it. We rode to the Big Show.
Big Show, yeah.
Yeah, Big Show, and it was about 90 slingshots that came down. It was impressive. I'm sure those numbers have grown now. This was like a long time ago.
Yeah. I think my first one in Tampa was 2019. So I went to Tampa, and then I think Orlando the next year in 2020 or something like that. So yeah, it was I went like 3 years in a row, and then I missed 2022, and then I went last year to I think it was Orlando last year. I'm getting them mixed up.
No, Tampa. Last year was Tampa.
Was Tampa again? Okay. So Tampa again last year. So yeah. Yeah, I've been since 2019 except for 2022. So yeah, then of course I'll go this year.
And then you're not going to bring your slingshot to Miami? Come on, Johnathan.
I know, we're like going on a cruise on that Sunday, so it's like.
So you leave it at my house, or you leave it at Andy's shop, then you come back from the cruise, and that's it. Then you take off.
And then you take off again.
I thought about that too. And it's like, well, shit. Then I got to drive all the way back by myself, and it's like, it's no big deal, but I've done it before. But it's like.
Are you taking a cruise out of Miami?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going on like a 7-day Mediterranean something. I don't know. So my wife's the travel agent. She figures it all out.
let me borrow your slingshot for those 7 days.
I know, right? Only if you come drive it to Florida. No trailer. I'm team no trailer. So
wait, you're talking about drive it to Dallas? You mean?
Yeah, you fly to Dallas and then drive it to Florida.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because it's team no trailer. It's never seen a trailer, so
No, I'm team. I'm gonna catch a flight and I'll see you there.
Johnathan, I'm curious, how many miles does that thing to have?
Surprisingly, I only have like 50,000 miles because I really don't drive it ever until I'm going somewhere.
Yeah.
So like it'll just sit at the shop, and gets dirty, and then it's like, all right, let me work on it. We got to go on a trip, But my guy Raymond, who always rides with me, his slingshot has like 100 and something thousand because he drives it every day to every show with me, and like he drives it to work every day, like rain or shine. Like it's just sitting out in the parking lot getting rained on. I'm like, we're gonna have to fix some shit before we go, man. But
because Andy, Johnathan, he does custom. He does some crazy stuff on Slingshot. He has on his Slingshot. I'll send you a picture a little later. Oh, what size TV do you have on it?
It's a 50-inch TV.
50-inch fucking TV. Sorry.
On the back?
No, on his hood.
In the hood.
Oh.
It's ridiculous.
Facing forward?
Yeah, sitting on the hood. Yeah, we rebuilt the whole hood and fiberglassed it in. And
Damn.
like literally, we threw it together in like 5 days. It was like a last minute idea, and it's like, let's do it. And it's rainproof, waterproof, heatproof.
I really got to step on my game then.
Yeah, it's
I feel
ridiculous.
Like you two during November, you're gonna just be talking.
Yeah,
I like to create the, you know, like stickers are cool, but if you say, you know, I want to have like a Wakanda Forever theme, then it's like I want to build a vibranium hood and frame and shit. Like, you know, how do we figure that out? Like I go beyond the sticker and paint. Like, I try to just how would it look? Like Paula talked about her bionic slingshot, you know, so how would it look if like RoboCop, you know, you lose an arm. So like, what if we chop half the hood off and then started to frame it out like it started to grow a new hood? You know, I don't know, just crazy shit. Crazy like stuff. I like those, that kind of, you know, when you picture it, like how would it work? So you got to do homework and figure out like just whatever. But it's over the top and it's a little ADHD, but you know, it's at the end of the day, it's like, wow, that shit's amazing. So that's what I like. It's fun, but it is. It's always.
I'm the same way. I like to be challenged.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what it's about. It's trying to outdo what you just did.
No,
how do you make it?
I have a quick story. The other day, I was at the Dolphins game, and I get a phone call, and it's Shaq. And I'm in the middle of the game, but I'm not gonna not answer this guy, right?
Yeah,
so I answer. And you know how he talks. Hey, Andy, you think you can make my bike? You think you can make my bike electric? And I go, Shaq. Of course, I had like 3 or 4 drinks in me already. So I go, Shaq, with money, I could do anything you want, buddy. Anything you want. So that big trike Paula that's sitting in the shop, he wants to make it electric.
Nice. Yo, this thing is huge. Okay, there's a trike sitting in Andy's garage, like shop. Like, I mean, I'm not like, you know, 5'1", 5'5.5". I'm not tiny or not big. This thing like is huge. It's huge. And you know, I mean, I haven't met Shaq in person, but I've seen him. This man is absolutely way larger than you can ever imagine.
No, and it's funny. He looks normal riding it. He looks normal riding that bike.
Yeah. Normal people look at it and go, "Oh, it's normal," and then you get on and you're like, "Oh, wow, that's not right."
Yeah. No, I don't even reach. I'm like a foot short.
Yep. That's what makes it fun. Like
it's funny because we can't even ride it, man. We got to push it everywhere. It sucks. Yeah. Well, sometimes we'll start it and put it in first, and I'll get it on top of the exhaust and, you know, kind of like glide it, because it's not, you know, where, you know, he could never sell that unless it's another basketball player that's as tall as him.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that project. That's going to be interesting. Yeah. I already did my research, and it could be done.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
I dress it up.
You had the right answer when you said, you know, with enough money, anything is possible. Because it's not like, you know, you're not just going to call up and say, hey, I need the motor for this trike and the computer for this trike and you got to figure it out. And
we're fabricating, and then I already have a lot of different ideas too, because since the electric motor is basically round, I'm going to make that motor look like a Harley motor. I'm going to dress it up with the fake heads, all that stuff too. You know, we're going to weld and fabricate stuff to make it look like a real motor, but it's going to be electric. And I found an electric motor with like 250 horsepower. That's just crazy. That's just going to do a wheelie and everything.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah, I can't give too many secrets out of the shop, but we got to.
Oh no, he froze.
Yeah,
about trying to do something different, you know.
Yeah. No, I'm getting excited now. I'm gonna have to step up the game now in the slingshot world. I'm gonna show them my little simple slingshot there, and I'm not gonna fit in.
Well, especially like with my guy Raymond, his slingshot, he's got a giant Black Widow that I built to go on the back of it, and it's because it's a Black Widow slingshot, a whole Black Widow theme. So I didn't want to do stickers, so it's like it's got to be over the top. So when he pulls up, it's like, what the fuck is that? You know, it's just stupid. Like it's kind of doubles as a speaker housing, but it's a giant ass spider. So it's silly, you know, but it's going to be over the top. And that's what I like. You know, what my TV in the hood was kind of a last minute, and it kind of set the stage for, okay, I build crazy shit. So it's got to be that's got to be that now. From now on, it's like, damn it, I just created this monster, and now I have to do it. So
that's awesome.
It's not a bad deal, but it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yay! I can't wait for you guys to meet and just like talk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That sometimes can be dangerous. It's like, bro, what if you did this? And like, shit, and then you just go down a rabbit hole of ideas. And,
no, and you know what's funny? That gets you going. Like I'm excited to meet him because then he'll give me ideas. I share ideas with him, and then it gives you a spark. Kind of like wakes you up. Let's go. Let's get this shit, bro.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Because you kind of get like a little. I'm not gonna say burnout, but you kind of get like plateaued off a little
passive.
bit.
It happened to me. It happened to me because I was like at the beginning of all this bike stuff. Like I was like I got known in the bike world a lot, right? And I was so busy that I got away from competitions. I never did no type of like media or even advertising because I was that busy. But what happens when you don't get involved? People start forgetting about you.
Yes. Yep.
And I felt it. I felt it like, and people would tell me, Andy, you got to go out there, bro. Nobody's talking about you no more. And it's true. You have to be out there. You have to put yourself out there. Yeah.
And you don't even have to like promote yourself in no crazy way. You just hey, I'm still here and I still do this kind of work. And that's it. And it takes off. So
but listen, if anybody has a Slingshot that is in I would at least say the Tri-County area of Broward, Miami, and Palm Beach, right? And they have a Slingshot or a motorcycle, especially a motorcycle. And I say, oh, something, anything about Cartel baggers, they already know who you are.
Yeah.
So cool. You might not know who they are, but they know who you are. So that says a lot.
No, it's pretty cool. We get people flying in from different countries just to buy the shirts. And I always ask, because you could tell like 10 come into the shop. Where are you guys from? Oh, we're from Canada. Oh, where are you from? I'm from Germany. Oh, I'm from Sweden and France. And like, wow, like
because your logo is the shit. Yeah. I mean, look. Yeah. I mean, without
she's rocking the shirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know how many of these shirts because every ride, every like charity thing, there's a donation for a shirt, right? And I don't know how many of these I have. But like the logo, like it's pretty badass.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. No, and it's funny because we do a lot of work with the police officers, and they go, "Man, you guys couldn't pick another name. Come on, man. We're involved with the cartel, man."
Exactly. No, I told my wife. I said, "Yeah, we're interviewing Andy Perez with Cartel Baggers out of Miami." She goes, "Cartel Baggers?" I'm like, "It's the name. It's not like the real cartel." And she goes, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Calm down. It's not like it's not TV. Like, come on."
No, it's funny. Sometimes I walk into a place wearing the shirt, and people start looking at the cartel, and they start giving you like the face, like, who is this guy?
Yeah, they give you a look like, oh shit,
but then sometimes you walk places and you have the shirt and it's like, oh, okay. Like it's like a little bit of respect type thing too.
Yeah. They're like nice. Yeah.
In like a good way. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
No, it's funny.
Awesome,
it's funny how we have customers. We have customers that even wear the shirts to like clubs. and we have young kids wearing it to school too. So sometimes the teachers give them a hard time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like this is a family or family friendly shirt. It's okay. Yeah.
It's definitely a family place.
And even though it says Cartel Baggers, like we have people in the group that will show up to a Slingshot event, even though they're part of SoFlo Slings or whatever group, and they show up in their Slingshot with a Cartel Baggers shirt. But it's just because I love the logo. I don't know. It's just cool. I don't have a motorcycle yet, but it's just I don't know. It's just cool.
Yeah.
Like, at one point years ago, we did for a little bit. We did Cartel Slingshots. We actually had shirts that said Cartel Slingshots. That was like in 2016, 17, around there. But that like I told you, that life for me faded because I got so busy with the motorcycles. I kind of put the Slingshots to the side. Like the blue one, the reason I'm selling it, I haven't used that thing in 3 years.
Yeah.
It's It's been sitting at the shop for 3 years, and the slingshot's beautiful. I like that blue one better than my red one.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
actually, Ted was messaging me if we wanted to put. He has a video of that blue one. Do you want to play that video on here?
You have it?
Yeah.
Yeah, put it.
Ted, let's roll it. See if Ted's listening. Cool.
There he is.
Nice.
And this is the one see, I mean, it's.
That's good. Yeah, that's nice. No, that's perfect. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because, like you said, when you do it and the first install, and it's like, man, it sounds great. This thing's amazing. And then now you're like, all right, we got to redo this shit. We got to update.
That shit. I'm definitely not proud of that thing. The sound system is just outdated, man. That's like not good.
Super clean Slingshot, but it's like, it needs a little audio upgrade.
It ain't me. It ain't me. Like that saying, if it ain't loud, it ain't me.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
No, so for sure, I need to upgrade that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
that'd
have
be nice.
November 7th, so have fun on your ride next week. So sorry we couldn't make it, but I think we can probably get a lot more of the Slingshot community outside of South Florida to join us.
No, that ride. I mean, people will love that ride. I mean, if people get from out the state of Florida, experience that ride to Key West, they'll do it every year. I mean, we got people right now that come from all over the place just to go on it. Yeah, we got a lot of folks, Alabama, North Carolina. We got a lot of people coming down.
Yeah, and just no, I mean, these rooms that they like, the host hotel, you got to book way in advance. I mean, you can't be like 2 days before and be like, all right, I'm gonna go. No, these rooms book way in advance. If not, you got to book somewhere else. And I mean, you're still gonna have a great time, but we'll definitely start talking about that for next year for sure.
Yes,
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. Mid-September. Next year, think always mid-September. It always happens mid-September.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. We're gonna make sure we set that up.
No cruise, Paula. Next year, September. Okay. No cruise.
No cruise.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
And get ready because now, as soon as we get back, October is a cancer ride, so we gotta get ready for that.
Yeah.
That's another big event we do.
Yes.
That's really cool. Yeah. Well, man, we appreciate you, Andy, like I said. And then we'll I'm sure me and you will talk in November. That'd be awesome, and see what kind of dumb stuff we could create. It's always fun.
For sure. No, and I like fabricating stuff, so that'll be great to wake me up, man. I need that.
Yeah, exactly.
Make the bionic slingshot. Finally,
start collaborating on the bionic slingshot. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
For sure. Thank you,
thanks
guys.
a lot, Andy, man. We appreciate you you coming on with us.
All right.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you having me, man. It was awesome. Thank you, Paula.
All right. Oh shit, we cut him off.
Paula, Ted said we're done. Like, damn, Ted.
Damn, Ted.
No, it's awesome.
Like 2 minutes to say bye.
Well, Ted already knows our 2 minutes will turn into 10.
Hey. I'm back. Thank you, Ted.
That's perfect.
All right, guys.
All right.
Love you guys. Easy, good night.
All right. Good night.
Bye-bye.
That's funny. Ted already knows, though, our 2 minutes will turn into 20 more minutes, and then it'll turn into 30 minutes. And my wife's like, I need my office. I'm like, shit, hold on. 10-minute max. So who do we got coming up next week, Paula?
We have Alan from Audio Hogs September 18th, and then we have Kyle from Real Audio September 25th. And that's our September podcast. Yes. And then, of course, this last podcast that they had on Monday, can't remember the name, whatever it was all right. It was pretty great.
Oh, yeah. Sound slot, sping slot, something shots.
Sound, talk about it. I don't know, something like that. No, but the sound spot. It's a really good podcast. So they're gonna be on again on Monday. So
nice. Yeah. They always have a good show. They get into the minds of the builders and get into some attitude and everybody's disagreement. And I thought about jumping on and being like, how come we don't count tweeters, and open up that can of worms. So Maybe I'll do that next Monday.
But I like the let's talk about it though, because it gives people the opportunity to just talk their shit. And I didn't think people were really talking that much shit on Monday. I think people were testing the waters, but I think maybe as it, progresses, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, let's get messy. Like Rob calls it, messy Mondays. It wasn't that messy. It was very organized Mondays.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, people are pretty civilized. They're not trying to be crazy like that.
No, you know what? They're civilized when they have to be in person.
Face-to-face,
yeah. But people are messy. People like
I got a giant squishmallow behind me. I didn't realize I had that over here. I forget I'm in my wife's office, and all of a sudden the screen pans wider, and I'm like, "It's a giant squishmallow in my office. That's out of control."
That's why I put this background, because I usually do have a giant squishmallow for my niece.
Yeah, exactly. I got Hello Kitty back here. It's out of control. Yeah. But so yeah, we appreciate everybody joining us. We had like 30 something on YouTube. The whole time. That was pretty badass. And it seems like every week it gets a little bit bigger, and people are tuning in. And so just be sure and you like and subscribe, to YouTube, so that we can stay relevant and try to make $1 or $2 so we can buy more waters to do our show.
Well, we're not making $1 or $2, but
no, not yet.
Still very fun, very, very fun.
No, it's absolutely that's what it's about. Well, I'll do this for another 5 years with no pay. It's not a big deal. So, like Ted said, you don't have to make the videos or nothing. You just show up and talk. I'm like, yeah, make sure I don't have no yellow M&Ms in my bowl. He's like, you just show up like a spoiled host and don't even have to make a video. I'm like, exactly.
Yes. And right now we're at 279 subscribers on YouTube. But what's today? The 11th, Wednesday. Can we just get 2 more subscribers by tomorrow? Come on. Yeah. I think we can get 280. And then I think within a week we can get to 300. So if you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, and you haven't clicked the subscribe button, it doesn't cost anything. Just do it. Tell your friends, tell your mom, your dad, your sister, everybody. Just subscribe to the damn channel, please. Thanks.
Exactly right. We appreciate it. So awesome. Well, it's good talking to you again, Paula. And we will see you next month. Damn it, I always want to say Monday. Next Wednesday is our new time.
Yes.
So
Wednesday.
Awesome. Yep, we'll see you then. Thanks, Paula. Talk to you all later. Bye.